situation, who can even be a bridge to get us to the other side? But I think when we get to the other side, it'll be the other side of realness.
I think Joe Biden has a chance to be LBJ.
Next LBJ.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I don't believe you can be a Democrat and be a Christian at the same time. I just don't believe it.
That's why you better be independent. You can't be a Republican and a Christian at the same time either. Just ask the evangelicals.
What's going on, everybody? This is Lamar, and this is TFG tonight. It is Monday night. You know what time it is. If you would take a moment, subscribe, like. You're watching us on YouTube or on Periscope. And again, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we have a new video come out. And we're here every Monday, every Friday. So we want you guys to tune in. All right, so we have a lot to talk about. So let's just jump right into it. Let's talk a little bit about Miss Melania Trump. And if there's anybody that knows what's behind those very mysterious staring eyes, looking like she's a hostage behind Trump anytime he does a speech, it will be her friend Stephanie Winston Wolkoff. And we're going to talk a little bit about Stephanie Winston Wolkoff in a book she has coming out tomorrow. Let's bring my guest on. We have some guests tonight. I'm excited to chat a little bit with them. Yes, Charlie Sapien. This is live right now, live in living color. We have Shahana, we have Dwayne, and we may have someone else popping on in just a second. And we want to get to chatting. Okay, Melania Trump's best friend, was her best friend, Stephanie Winston Wolkoff. She has a new book coming out tomorrow entitled Melania and Me, the rise and fall of my friendship with the First Lady. It's a tell-all book.
What in the world?
It's a tell-all book, just like so many other tell-all books that have come out as of late. You know, Donald Trump's niece, Mary Trump, has a book as well called Too Much and Never Enough. And she talks in great depth about him psychologically and how he basically just proves our point that he's a narcissist and that he only cares about himself. He doesn't care much about Eric. He loves his daughter a little too much. It's a little creepy. So have you guys heard about this book?
Yes, I've heard about it.
The Melania and Me book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah, I try not to keep up with anything that individual might say. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Kanye West, so I just like dismiss anything. Are
you talking about Melania or Donald or both?
Melania. You know,
Melania.
I can't necessarily say anything about. So,
well, I don't normally. Don't buy these books. I just try to see what they call cliff notes. Try to get highlights from it. I won't be spending any money on it, but this one should be juicy, seeing that it's coming from a friend that was in the White House with them, unpaid, by the way, an unpaid advisor to Melania and Donald. Right? She helped with the inauguration, but they ended up making her the scapegoat basically by saying that she was incompetent and there was some alleged corruption in the planning and spending for the inauguration. So they kicked her out. And this is her friend for 20 years. 20 years. So this friend is saying, all right, you kick me out. Let me go and tell some of y'all secrets, you weird folks, you weirdos. So she basically said that Melania knows all about Donald's infidelities, stating, and I quote, I know who I married. Not only that, her and the daughter, who she calls the princess, do not get along. Melania did a whole thing at the inauguration called Block the Princess. Basically, she didn't want Ivanka in the photo, in the main frame of when Donald was doing the thing with his hand on the Bible. She didn't want her in there. So her head was, if you look at it, her head is blocking Ivanka. But she didn't want Ivanka in that moment.
Wow. Wow.
So that's the tip of the iceberg what's in the book. So it's gonna all come out what's all in it. She says some more damning information that the Trumps know she has, and know that she has proof of every single thing that she talks about in the book in their recordings. So it's about to get hot in here for for the election.
It's getting hot in here. Tell all your girls.
Trouble in
All of
paradise.
it.
So I'm excited about it. That's all I want. I just want to report that. Let's hop on to our next topic. What else we got on the docket to talk about? Trump pardons. Mr. Haynes is going to chat a little bit. Mr. Haynes, where'd he go? There he is. About
I told y'all I'm on location.
you're watching. Are you? Wait a minute. You like you down there where the Secret Service is on lower level 13 under the White House. We're gonna say that's
Hey,
where
man.
you are.
Y'all better watch it. Y'all better watch it. Gonna be a problem. Look here, man.
Okay.
What do you say? Did you say beloved? So listen, man. If y'all saw the RNC Trump, you know, I want to say this was Trump's variety show because man, he was all in that thing, right? Everywhere he went, the lambs were sure to go. So listen,
Lord, no, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
hey man,
It was
let me
coming.
tell you something, man. This is my problem, man. I seen a man tell another black man and a black woman that he was gonna pardon them, and they didn't know that they were gonna get pardoned. Let me shut this thing up. They didn't know that he was gonna get pardoned until they did their speeches. And dude, when I tell you, he commuted the black lady, whatever her name was,
Johnson.
right? But then he pardoned her after she did the speech. And it's like, what? This is what your loyalty is worth, your freedom. I said, man, listen, if it's that easy to pardon people, then why ain't he just doing it more often to all the wrongly convicted black people that's in jail right now?
Right.
Why wouldn't you just do that? No, you want them to give speeches and you want them to tell how good God is through Donald Trump. Man, come on, dude. Like, that's a slap in the face.
Did you just say he want them to tell? Really? I know he ain't trying to link himself with God.
Bro, go watch the thing, man.
Yes.
Go watch the black dude get pardoned on the spot. I felt like we were on The Price is Right or something, bro.
Right.
I was like, man, where's Drew Carey? What's going on, man?
What's the next prize?
Yeah.
Freedom.
Not Drew. What about
I can't think. Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady, the Wayne Brady show. Let's make a deal,
man. Bro, that was ridiculous. I listen to all my conservative black Republicans. Y'all should be ashamed. Y'all should be hiding in a closet because this man just told us how much it costs to give a speech at the RNC. I mean, he literally commuted her, and then ain't got no shame, bro. And then said this. He said, "Well, since you did such a good job, you didn't know this, did you? But now I'm gonna give you a full pardon."
Wow.
You like that? You like that, nigga?
And she was in prison for 25 years or something like that. She was in prison.
I think 20-some-odd years, yeah.
Something like that for cocaine possession and with the intent to distribute or something like that. And the thing about that, this dude is willing to do anything for both. One, for two, he has a lifelong voter right there. Like she's gonna vote for him. Her immediate family's gonna vote for him. Same thing with the other black guys. So he's very smart in doing it. It's all business to Donald. It has nothing to do with anything else other than business and power. And whatever.
Who is smart too?
Exactly.
We joke about it. If he start passing out reparations now, he might get another 4 years.
I still want to vote for him, but I would kindly take it.
Right.
I don't want no reparations.
You can't buy my vote.
You're not about to buy me for blood money. That ain't happening.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm a fool, but I ain't no dummy. So yeah, I'll vote for you.
I need my reparations. I need to know how I'm gonna get it, when I'm gonna get it, and
I need it in my hand or on my bank account.
I ain't no dummy. So yes, sir. You got my vote. Send me that $1,200 every month.
Nah, I can't get with it, man. That's blood money, and I ain't with that. I don't want no parts.
We are old. We are old at money. That's our money. Those are our money, and we should be thanking Kim Kardashian as well for
We should think who?
Look at y'all. Y'all like.
Let me tell you something. Kim Kardashian better quit.
Kim Kardashian for getting this.
Hey,
training.
look, exactly. So check this out. So this is what Kim Kardashian can do for me. My shirt says KFG, keep effing going. That's exactly what she need to do.
Listen, she need to try to get on a Democrat bandwagon so Kanye can get on Medicaid.
Oh my God.
He got a lot of bills need to be paid.
I think, you know what? I think Kanye smoking some sort of like some super crack or something, man. Because that guy.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, Dwayne. Let me tell you what he's smoking. He's smoking tennis shoe cleaner.
He been quiet lately though, right?
He has
he's
on his meds, I think.
He ingesting what's that hydrochloroquine or whatever that is.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine. That's exactly
favorite.
what he
That's funny, dude.
I mean, I don't know why people put Kim Kardashian at the front line when you realize that project started before her with 2 black women, and she joined them to try to bring light to it, but you don't mention them. You mention you.
It's just the popularity of.
I mean, were they able to get folks?
They were working on it for 2 years before she came in.
But did they get anybody out?
They were trying. A lot of people didn't want to pick them up. But my thing is, when you join teams with them, you should bring them along with you. You don't just take their thing and run with it and leave them in the dark. Now she's coming out with a documentary. We'll see if they're on it. But
almost people get the same result. You think she get the same results if she got 2 black ladies with her?
Yeah, she probably would get more help.
So I'm not even gonna support anything that Kim Kardashian do, for the simple fact, how can I support somebody that has a whole porn video out there with Ray J? I can't.
That was the past.
No, you can't. Look, I get it. The Bible says, "Thou shalt not judge." But right now, you catching all this smoke from me. You can't sit up here.
That was her past.
That's before her husband became a pastor. She
What?
wasn't the first lady yet.
Who ordained him? Trump. Trump ordained him after the Bible.
Put his hand on the upside down Bible.
Look, it ain't got 66 books. It got like 72. So that's crazy.
What we got next, Miss? Let's move on down the line here. What we talking about? You see, Wisconsin, and this is just a quick one. Wisconsin, Trump is talking about going, I think on Thursday, to Kenosha. And y'all know all kind of hell has been happening in Kenosha, with the shooting of Jacob Blake, shot 7 times in the back after walking around the car and trying to go for them to get in. They shot him in the back 7 times. He's paralyzed from the waist down. We got to hear from his mom and it was very interesting, actually. I watched this little thing they did. I forgot what they called it. Where the mom and dad talked. The mom talked, and they asked for their pastor to pray, and he prayed. Right, did regular black church prayer. Then they asked the dad to come up to say some words, and he's gonna pray too. Daddy come up there, regular looking black guy, and all of a sudden he started speaking Hebrew.
What was it?
What?
They did a press conference with the parents, and
what was he speaking though?
He sounded like he's speaking Hebrew. I don't know what. He just was speaking Hebrew for his prayer. He said, yeah, with this family, we believe all types of different things. And so I'm going to pray too. And he started praying in some other language. I'm like,
I don't want to get me started on this. Do we really got to go down this road again?
I don't want. So this whole thing in Kenosha, if it doesn't spell out hatred and bigotry for you, I don't know what else does. And like Brittany, I think said, and a lot of other people have said, if my boss decides that he wants to go out there, it's gonna do more harm than good. It really is.
That's what he wants.
He wants his war. And if it's open season on us, then oh well.
I mean, because I don't understand it. I think, and me and a warrant officer was talking about this. We were like, how can anybody, regardless of what position you sit in, and we know why, but the fact that you would say that they made a mistake. I think did y'all see the same video that I saw?
You talking about the
That was
shooting?
yeah.
Which
That
one? You
was.
talking about the little boy, the punk boy? Or you talking about Jacob Blake?
I'm talking about Jacob Blake. We're gonna get to the little punk boy in a minute, cause that
What? Are
oh
y'all what? Okay, I'll
yeah
wait. I don't know.
yeah.
Let's go there.
Bring them all in, Brittany. Let's bring them all. Let's see all of them. I want to hear what you saying there, Dwayne.
I'm just saying, like, if y'all saw the same video that I did, and I believe CNN played this numerous times when it happened. How did the police officers make a mistake?
Well, I guess the mistake was the protocol that they use. Well, this one cop and you. Well, they all of them use the wrong
All
protocol.
of them guilty.
My opinion is, if you got a guy, you get a call about a guy being over at his baby mama house or whoever house, and he's being asked to leave. You get there, he got a warrant for domestic violence and abuse and having a weapon and all this. They know all this before they get there. This ain't their first interaction with him, so they already know it's probably gonna be ugly because they've interacted with him on numerous occasions. You get there and you end up resting on the ground with this guy, which that happened. He don't show it everywhere. You hear this guy say something about a weapon in the car, a knife in the car. He get up somehow from y'all tussling with him, and y'all follow him around the car. In my opinion, he's actually been tased. They tried to tase him. They tried to tase him. He should have been bullet club. They still got bullet club, Billy Club.
Nightsticks.
Nightstick.
Should have been nightstick.
The Rodney King stick.
Something. He should have been nightstick, pepper spray, something, rather than being shot in the back, in my opinion, 7 times. However, now, come on now, Negro. You walk yourself to the car now after you've been tussling with the police. They trying to subdue you. Come on now.
But it's still
so they had X-ray vision and could see inside his car.
The thing is,
shot him 7 times.
But Shahana, you got to think about it. If you're a cop and you got somebody that you know that has a warrant, that's known for having a gun, that has a mister, and you gonna let them go into their car after you already?
I'm not gonna shoot them 7 times in the face like a coward.
You tased them. They kept going. You gonna let them go to their car?
I'm not shooting like a coward.
Well, and I'm with her. Like, I'm not gonna shoot nobody, because there was a video that
I agree with that. I wouldn't shoot them.
I'm not shooting.
There was a video that I seen on my IG feed, and I wish I could share it with the world. But it was a white guy and a white cop. They literally, the guy was like, "You effing stupid." I mean, was like all in the cop's face. The cop had the gun, like, "Sir, I'm gonna need you to stop, sir. Stand down."
Yep, they do everything they can not to shoot him as a white person. I understand.
But the simple fact that they pursued Jacob Blake and grabbed his shirt, his wife beater, and shot this man from the head to his kidneys, ruptured spleen and everything else. Shot him 7 times. Not 1, not 2, not 3, like 7 times. You can't justify that for me.
My thing is, when you're in arm reach and you're a trained officer, when you're in arm reach, you could have grabbed him and slammed him on that ground.
I agree. They should have.
I think we would have been mad about it no matter what.
Shoot 7 times.
If he didn't get shot, we'd have been tripping because he got slammed. If he didn't get shot, we'd have been tripping because he got beat. I mean, it always been something, right? I'm gonna tell y'all something. I got an alternative fact for y'all.
Yes,
my son asks for piggyback rides all the time, and I'm gonna tell you. Here you go. Pay attention. I'm gonna tell you something. What y'all saw that y'all didn't get to see the commentary was that he grabbed the back of his shirt because he was riding his horsey because he was excited because he was finna shoot him. Listen, y'all want to know why they let him up? Because they knew they could shoot him.
They looking for a reason to shoot him.
They were
to the car. And he grabbed his shirt and he said, "Open the door, boy!" He was just ready. That's what it was. Listen. I'm telling y'all, I've been around them a long time, and they're not that bright. But when they think they see a light at the end of that tunnel, they give them free reign. Listen, y'all, we're not far removed from the 60s,
Right.
right? When them boys would get, I mean, when they used to get so excited when they were chasing that meat down them dirt roads. It's the same thing, y'all. I just there is nothing about the situation that we would have been happy about, right? I mean, old boy didn't shoot George Floyd, but he put his hands on him. So I don't see a good end to it, for the simple fact that the situation is horrible. But again, we're talking about years and years of injustice. That's why it's like a bad wound that every time you keep opening it back up, it just hurts, and it hurts so bad. And that's our problem, though.
But the problem is, there are rules of engagement, right? We have to deal with rules of engagement. I have been shot at, blown up, and everything else, and I still could not discharge my firearm at a displaced person on the battlefield.
You were overseas, though.
Geneva Conventions, got it. What's the difference? Police officers are trained to do certain things. It's like we're trained to do it.
It's different. I'm gonna tell you why. I heard you, but you said you called it right. You said Geneva Convention, and I'm gonna tell you, it's more at stake for you to shoot because it's gonna cost them politically some type of way than it would over here. Totally different. You got a whole different heap of coal over your head. You shoot somebody overseas. Am I right?
It's a whole totally different.
Okay,
totally different.
that's right.
Totally different.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's different.
And me as a commander is like, if I give that order to shoot somebody, I gotta get approval from 13 different people.
They taking
to let off one. They taking everything I got.
That's right.
But over here, these police officers are still getting paid, and they're secure. They might be sitting at home hiding, hoping and praying that the hood don't come find them. But it's the fact that they justify grabbing this man and then shooting him. And now let's fast forward to the little 17, not 21, not 25, 17, who, Lamar, I'm gonna cuss on your show, who the punk ass got driven from Illinois to Wisconsin.
Oh, that's about that kid. Okay.
To shoot, to participate. Yeah, that little motherfucker right there, him right there with the AR-15.
Yeah.
To come up and shoot two unarmed black protesters, regardless of the fact that they're about to whoop his ass or not.
And walk by.
Oh, notice he's behind.
I'm sorry. I take that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I take that back. The two people he killed were white.
Yeah.
But they're trying to. But they ain't Jacob Blake.
They're trying to say it was self-defense now. His attorney.
I
saw that.
Second Amendment right or some BS. Let me see if I can find the story on it.
Listen, do y'all remember Ethan Couch?
I remember the name.
Ethan Couch. He was an influenza kid, right? Influenza. What was the influenza? That's the flu. What was?
Yeah.
Affluence.
Affluence. That's the influenza.
Affluence.
I'm like, what?
Was you fixing it for me? Was you finna fix it for me?
Influenza.
Yeah, affluenza. Right. I mean, dude, they're gonna come up with because he had so much money that's the reason why his decision making skills was off. So man, listen, they'll make up a word, Doc.
I need to know when his parents are going to jail because he was a minor. You had to be 18 to carry.
I think they should be.
No, actually, that is incorrect. You have to be 21 years old to purchase a firearm.
Wow.
Edward Lynn, what to be about race?
North Carolina. I think
him shooting
in North Carolina.
A black guy?
In North Carolina, you do have to be 21 to purchase a firearm. You can be 18 to buy, but to be licensed to carry, you got to be 21.
Yeah.
Tam said it doesn't apply while committing an illegal act. That lawyer is reaching. He sure is reaching. So the lawyer is basically saying he plans to argue that the team was a part of a well-regulated militia mentioned in the Second Amendment.
Well, he should have had his well-regulated behind home.
Well, exactly. He's 17.
Why are you out here?
Why are you out here?
Let me tell
Like, why
you're not going out there. But his parents probably sent them out there. I don't put nothing past.
His mama
because where
drove
you
him
get
out
those guns
there.
from?
His mama
That's a
bought
good.
him.
Well, then that's a good parent.
Okay.
Make sure you got
Edwin
shoes.
Lynn responded. I am not sure if you gentlemen are aware that Wisconsin is an open carry state. Most of them, we are in Texas, so most of us in Texas.
I'm in Virginia, and my concealed carry is in North Carolina. It's an open carry state. Virginia's an open carry state. Next, I'm well aware that Wisconsin is an open carry state. My permit gives me reciprocity in 35 states, and Wisconsin is one of them. So I'm well aware it's an open carry state. That still
That's
don't
right.
give that little motherfucker no right. The dog gonna go out there with an AR-15 and shoot somebody.
Right.
Period.
Open
Texas
carry
have a
does not mean open fire.
well,
Exactly.
Texas have an open carry, but that don't mean the police ain't coming up to these brothers that carry their guns openly
Right.
and
Thank
asking you
you.
what you doing.
Thank you.
So that's a difference, especially when people telling you, "Hey, man, this dude just shot somebody," and they say, "Oh, we can't hear you. The sirens up loud."
Be a black guy in an open carry state and walk around with AR-15 on your across your chest. See what
Tell
happens.
me about
You
it.
can't
That's
walk
right.
around with a water gun.
A
That's wrong
whole
with
water gun.
Listen,
You're right.
Beloved just spoke.
The
You
fact
are
that
right. You will be
when you go
shot
to
first
purchase
and
it, it
questions
won't
be
be
asked
on
later.
you.
You
Go
just fixed
purchase the
Edwin's life.
AK and let them be on you while you walking out that store. You ain't gonna be able to purchase it the legal way.
It is very apparent that there is a disparity in how the legal system is conducted, how any legalities are conducted between white, black, brown, however you want to put it. It's very different. And I think people fail to realize, especially people that aren't cultured or affluent in a culture, and that doesn't mean just in your state. It means outside of your state. When you're able to see how it interacts in different states or in a different country. So I think that I think you, you can try to fix it, you can try to dress it up, you can try to paint it all you want to. The crap was wrong. Period. Point blank.
Gentlemen, the people were chasing him. Why would anyone in their right mind chase him? Because he had shot someone. They were being good citizens, trying to stop him from having a mass murder and shooting other people, which it didn't work because they tapped him and somehow he still got a gun up.
We start trying to narrate the story. It ain't gonna go
Can
right.
I
We try to
interject?
start.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got one more gentleman because my hair is bald.
Fix them, beloved. Fix them.
You got one more gentleman.
But my question is, so how is this person trying to justify the fact? So it's how is it that we trying to justify the fact that he walking around with an AR-15 and people were chasing him. Oh, so we're gonna justify that young boy that went up in the church in South Carolina. Oh, I just felt like going in there and shooting every daggone black person that was in the church and give me a cheeseburger afterwards from Burger King.
By the cops.
By the cops.
He's lucky somebody else didn't have a gun in open carrying and shoot him when he shot somebody else, or when they saw him walking around with AR-15. They would have been in jail.
I literally went to the mall, and before I even walked into the mall, I was asked one time, "Sir, can you please exit the premises because you can't have that firearm on here?" I said, "Oh, all right. I didn't know that." I said, "There's no cannot carry on your wall."
Right.
And mind you, a white guy walked in the mall and had a whole gun on his hip. It didn't say nothing to him.
They posted. He only shot those who were chasing him. Please look at all the information available before talking.
Start narrating the story. It's not. They're not able to change their mind.
Saying, sir, ma'am, whomever. I'm just going off what the news saying. I don't think either one of us was there. We're gonna go by what they're saying.
So, question:
Were you there? Were you there? Whoever that was, whoever that is.
So, y'all remember years ago when The Dark Knight came out, and that guy decided to walk in the movie theater and shoot a bunch of people he did not know? Was that justified?
Is it justified?
I don't think nobody's arguing that though.
Every time they shoot up people, the Vegas sniper, it's always somebody trying to make justification for that. But when we're shot just because, then y'all want to come out and pull your calculator out, measure everybody want to be a CSI detective and figure everything else out. But when it comes to them, they make excuses. So when we not making excuses and we're looking at the same video you're looking at, and we're determining what we see versus what y'all see, then all of a sudden we're trying to justify. We're not trying to justify. We're just speaking facts, and we're going by what we see, what we always see, what we constantly see, and what we won't stop seeing. You can't picture it with your family or your sons or your daughters because it's not happening to you. So if you want to say we're justifying it, oh well.
Edward, do you think that, or do you want Trump to come help out with it being a war zone? Would you like for him to come? Tam said he discharged his weapon more than just shooting the 3 people. Absolutely, he did. That's what the news said. And also, Tam said citizens' arrest was okay for Ahmaud Arbery, but not in this case.
Well, they tried, but they went on to the big house.
He said the big house.
The big house? Wow, the big house.
Don't burn up the sheets and everything else here in the big house.
I don't. So the little punk boy, which is all I can call him because that's what he is. He needs to be in jail. He don't need to get out. He committed murder.
But my question is, they probably took him all nice and kindly to jail and all this other stuff. That's what I'm getting at. It's not about the fact. Okay, it's wrong that the fact that he shot 2 people. That's just wrong. But it's the fact that the way he was treated once he was arrested, arraigned, detained, brought back to Wisconsin. Like, come on, man. And so what is a war zone out there? It's a war zone in the whole motherfucking United States. Like, let's be for real. Excuse my language. It's a whole war zone everywhere. Have you grew up in Watts? Have you grew up in LA? I'm from California. It's a war zone every goddamn day. Every day.
Why did I bring up Trump? Because Trump is saying he's coming to your state. And I'm just curious what you think about it. What about Trump coming to your state, being the president of law and order? What do you think? Do you think he's going to help out? What's going on, Rick?
What's up?
Not much. What do you think about this little punk boy in Wisconsin that killed these people? Do you think the self-defense organized? Let me see. His attorney says that he plans to argue that the team was part of a well-regulated militia mentioned in the Second Amendment. Do you think that's going to be a good argument? Think you get off with that?
You talking about his Republican attorney?
I don't know what it is.
Here we go.
No, right. I mean, this is a
Uncle Harold.
Also,
I need you to handle Brittany.
Rudy Giuliani, they're trying to argue this defense, which I'm not a lawyer, but it don't seem like it's really going to stick. This kid, I think it's going to be easy to prove that this kid went to that state to shoot somebody. You don't travel, couple states over with some guns and to a protest. This is a pro-Trump kid who is
seen at a Trump rally.
Seen at a Trump rally. Girl in a Mama took him to a Trump rally.
Right. And very detailed.
Dwayne mad at that boy, mama ain't.
I'm mad about that.
I'm mad about it.
I said Dwayne mad at his mom. Man, maybe she's Uber driving. She didn't get no coins.
Ricky, did y'all see the video of the little boy beating up a girl in a parking lot?
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And the 2 brothers was got out the car and went to go help it. Now I wonder what happened. Was those 2 young brothers they were probably arrested? They probably were like.
He seems like he's a very disturbed individual, and he seems like that he's a danger to the society.
Yep.
He didn't kill 2 people. He didn't beat up a woman, a young girl. I think that is probably best that which I think lawyers are going to prove that he's probably best served off the community because he seemed like a kid that's primed to shoot up a school any day.
But see, that's the point, and that's what they'll use in his defense. They will say, "Oh, they'll find all sorts of whatever history."
Right.
Right.
I said affluent.
Right.
Yeah. They'll bring out whatever mental disturbities he might have. Disturbity is not even a word, but whatever mental illness he might
Yeah.
Nice
have,
catch, bro. Nice catch. Nice catch. Nice catch.
they will bring it out and use that to his defense. But let that have been a 17-year-old black. He is a danger to the community and everything.
A thug.
George as an adult.
A thug. Oh, he'd have got.
It wouldn't have been a
as an adult.
juvenile when they headline. It would have been an adult from the door.
Smooth adult.
Yep, another Negro goes on a shooting spree in Wisconsin. They would be like, a black guy in Wisconsin shooting spree? Nah, that can't be right.
This is another thing. You know, we know how it goes. All of us is black on this panel. We know that the likelihood of something truly happening is 50-50. We, you know, if it was a black kid, we know about 85, 90% the boy's going to go down. In this case, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. And we can go back to Casey Anthony with her little girl, to what's the guy who killed Trayvon Martin? What's his name?
George Zimmerman.
George Lucas.
Talking about George Zimmerman that shot Trayvon
Did you
off.
say George Lucas?
Oh, joke.
It's not the Star Wars guy.
I'm fixing lives today, baby.
You can go see this a lot of cases that, you know, white people get off on these incredible cases, and you know, and white people love to bring up, what about OJ? Well, what about him?
Well, OJ was an exception, but we all know OJ did it.
Question: are any other panel members married and parents? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I'm a parent. I got a whole
They have to do with the price of tea in China.
What you say? I want to hear what comes behind that.
I need to know the
I've been doing homework this whole night. That's why I came on late.
Like I just want to know
This
what the
virtual
hell they
learning
got to do with
What's
the
the
price
follow-up
of.
question to that?
Yeah, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this.
Are you a parent and married?
He just want to know why everybody got a problem with his mama driving. I know that's what's going on. He can ask.
Because what goddamn
it wouldn't be my child
at all. I wish Aaliyah Renee Martin would tell me.
Fill me in a little bit. What's going on with Mr.
I wish she would.
Edward Lynn from very vocal tonight about this whole Kyle Rittenhouse situation. I guess he feels like Edward feels like Kyle was defending himself.
So Edward,
he didn't start shooting until people came chasing him. Is what he said.
Well, he shouldn't have been out there.
Thank you. If you were home at 17.
Yeah.
He should have never been out there.
You know what? I'm happy he been married for 36 years, 2 children and a grandchild. That's great.
And
but as a self-respect,
are you driving him out with an AK?
Are you taking him to a rally with an AK-47, a bazooka, a freaking M1, an M2? I mean,
and not to mention that it's against the law for a 17-year-old to have that type of weapon.
Say that one more time.
Right. So you've been a bad parent.
Even if he could have been registered, he wasn't registered in that state.
Bad parent.
It's against the law. It's against the law in the state that he's from to have that type of weapon.
And they call themselves defending businesses. Like, who are y'all? They forming a militia. Who are y'all to defend some businesses illegally? And police are dabbing them up, basically, offering them water, thanking them for being out there, not asking how old the little boy is, but thanking them for being there and letting him walk past them with hands up, gun across the thing. Like
can you imagine he was black and he walking?
He would have been shot down when he took 2 steps.
So the purpose of a militia is to defend your country or your state against another person or another country entity that is basically performing a type of military action towards you. That is a purpose of a militia. It is not to go out there and just defend, just to be stupid and say, "Oh, we're a militia."
Yeah,
and we're a militia.
You know, and this is politics all over. It's come from the top. Donald Trump praised the boy. You know, you get to this point where, you know, I watched some of the Republican convention, and I'm gonna say, as a black man in this country, I felt extremely disrespected because I felt like it was just a way to stoke extreme fear. It was all about stoking fear, and I think when you truly look at this, I think the history books are going to really go back and dive into this moment of when our country took this turn and press rewind on the progress that we made. And for somebody like Donald Trump to stoke fear, especially in suburbia, to say that, they're trying to come into your homes, they're trying to come into your neighborhood. We know what that means. That means black and brown people, are coming to your neighborhood. They driving the property value down. He's stoking his fear. And
But
at
let
this
me ask
point,
you a
he's
question.
grabbing our
Let me,
stars, do whatever he's trying to do.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask everybody a question. I don't think everybody gonna agree with what I'm going to say. I I understand he's stroking fear that he himself does not have, right? And, and my question is to you all, who's the fool? Like, what is he saying that they're afraid of? And it's not like he's making them think this. Like, he's not forcing them to feel this way. So he's not afraid. It's just a narrative that is allowing the people that support him to want to accept. So do you really think they're afraid, or you think they just want this to be an excuse? So that
Are you talking about white people?
yes.
I think
They're
white
not
people
a,
are. I think they are afraid of something. I don't know if it's what. I don't think it's violence. I think it's afraid of black people becoming too powerful.
That I agree with that.
Well,
yeah.
But if
I'll
black
let you.
people are
I'll let
so
you.
afraid of us, they won't be trying to come to the hood and gentrify it.
Well,
If
okay.
y'all
So
so afraid, you won't be wanting to live next door in
And let me
Philadelphia.
answer. And also, I think this happened before. This happened with Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon used the same. Trump is just using the same blueprint that Richard Nixon used. When Richard Nixon was running for president, a riot in Detroit happened when those people got killed in that building, and that riot happened. They started trying to stoke the fear without saying black and brown people or black people really. He tried to stoke the fear of, they're coming into your neighborhood. Look what's going on there in the street. It's anarchy. And if you care about America, if you care about your state, you will vote me into office. And that's kind of what Donald Trump is trying to do. He's trying to stoke that fear. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't believe white people are afraid of black people. I believe there is some white people that look at black people and is intimidated. They think we're violent. They think we're inherently violent.
white people are violent
So,
though.
of course, they're more violent
So
than
that's what I'm
black people.
saying. What are they
I would say
scared
white
of?
people
They
have
serious.
done more than black people when it comes to
Listen, I don't think white
400
people
years of
scared of
slavery
us. Okay,
and
let's walk this
but
thing
but
out
I'm
real
talking about
quick.
suburbia.
If you got,
Trump is making this plea to suburban people, suburban
dude,
women,
he's
suburban
not forcing
suburban
them to believe
households,
this
and
though.
that's what he's trying to do.
Okay, he's not
Which I don't
forcing
know
them to do
why.
that.
Because
That's
there's
what.
plenty of black people that live in the suburbs.
But my
Well,
whole point is, y'all, they got guns. They want to shoot them. So why would they be afraid of us? Right? They're not scared to go to jail. It's like, what do we think they're afraid of? They're
but
not
this
afraid.
is what
They
this.
they want
They're
to
afraid
shoot.
we're going to rise up and
Power.
overpower them, and they can't mentally
But
So
think about
have
it.
that
Think about
over.
How? They have the power.
Think about Amar. What's his last name? The one that got shot.
Marbury.
Yeah, you see that? That's a part of the fear. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot this black man because I feel like he's robbing. They wouldn't have done a white man like that. It's all a part of the fear. We see it all the
Y'all,
time with
it's
police officers,
manipulation.
but
It's not fear,
we see it
man.
right
It's
now with
just not.
police officers. Why
Okay,
officers killing black men
these people
and
are not
women?
afraid of us. These people are not afraid of us. Okay,
I'm
the
I'm not saying that.
Karens. No, these people are not afraid of us,
I'm
right?
not.
They
I'm saying it's the fear. The fear comes out in certain ways of I'm going to kill you because I don't want to have any issue with you. You a lot of unarmed black women and black men are dying at the hands of cops and just regular white people on the street. Why? They
right.
don't even have nothing.
So what are we thinking they're afraid of? I'm seriously asking y'all because is this, are we all being duped by a manipulation tactic that people just want the excuse to just inflict pain upon other people that they're literally not afraid of? But we keep talking about the fact they're not afraid of us.
Then
I've not seen one
what
white
do you
person
think
that's
it is?
afraid of me.
What do you think it is? I'm not.
I just told you it's
You're talking
manipulation.
about fear, but you're talking about fear as in running and hiding. I'm talking about fear as in I'm going to fight you back because I don't want you to rise up. That's what I'm talking about. Fear is
Rise
fear
up to do what?
but
They
fear
at the
can
top.
be used. I'm sorry.
There we
They're
go.
at the
What
top.
Tam said. See, I agree with Tam said. She said some whites aren't afraid. They've been conditioned to say they fear us, but the innate thing is they don't want us to be equal. We're still something they tolerate for their benefit. I
Thank you.
agree. It's
Okay.
about power. They don't want us to have the equal. They don't want us to be equal.
It's
And that's
all
fear.
about it is a different type of fear. It's the fear of like Tam said, the fear of equality, the fear of
That's
being
right.
on the same level, the fear of already being inferior from the beginning.
Right.
If you study history and if you understand history of the African American or the African culture, we are already 20 times more powerful than anybody. Africa was a continent that nobody wanted to go to. It
I'm
took how many years? How many years before the first white colonists decided to go down into Africa and start colonizing? Africans went up out of Moor's land, out of Egypt, out of every part of the Congo, every part of Africa went out to spread throughout Central Europe, throughout the Middle East. We went out and did that.
Yeah, right.
And
Life
then
dude.
once they came down to Africa, that's when the
human
fear
life.
of inferiority stepped in because they realized one, outnumbered, two, mentally outmatched, and three, physically outmatched. So they had to devise a way to divide us from that point. And what divided us at that point? It's called greed.
Yeah.
So
Power.
greed divided us. Greed, which encompasses power. If I can control you by money, which what does the Bible say? Money is the root of all evil. If I control you by
For
that
the love
all
of money.
for the love of money, there you go.
Appreciate that.
Judas,
Jesus in
Judas,
the name, man.
Nothing.
Judas.
Personally, nothing.
If I can control you with that money, oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
good.
Edward,
I'm gonna
Edward
sit
asked a
back and
good
watch you.
question. He's
I'm gonna
asking a
sit
What are
good
back
we
and watch you
question.
managed
destroy
to
yourself.
accomplish in America or the world today? Me individually, I say for me and my family, nothing. But I think some people argue that black people as a whole are prevented from accomplishing things because of systematic racism. But
Again,
you know,
this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I believe classism is on a whole nother level than racism. Racism is a pig pen, right? It's designed to allow ignorant people just to go on a free fall of violence, right? But when you begin to stop playing that narrative of physically being afraid, then you start dealing with what y'all talking about, which is the power, which we have the problem though. I'll say that. But this is my issue. Like, I wish we would stop talking about them being afraid of us. They're not afraid of us. I agree with Tim. It is about the equality, right? Because then there is no more leverage, right, for them, right? Because when you are an independent thinker and nobody can persuade you monetarily or with some type of incentive, then you're left to have to go back to your own infestation of your family, right? Of whatever they're doing to y'all over there. So I don't. They're not afraid of us, but they're afraid that if we become their equal, they lose they lose the America which they feel like they built. And I wish that we would get to the place to understand, stop physically trying to fight them, and let's fight them by going to get, like Edward says, what we have the opportunity to go get. But we don't want to fight that fight because that's too hard. We want the easy
Well,
fight.
let me ask you a
We
question.
want the easy fight.
Let me ask, I think we all agree, right? On this panel, we agree with Tam that is inequality, right? Inequality is what's stopping, is what they fear most, is having black people to be equal. How do you stop that from happening? And that's what it is.
How you
It's
stop what?
systematic. How do you stop somebody from being equal to you? You systematically oppress them. And so I know that you guys like to say, oh, I don't believe, but look, facts are facts. It is what it is. Systematically, you oppress people so they would never be equal to you. That is how you do it. That is how you do it. That is the only way to do it.
I
Because
don't know
you can't
where you
hold
at.
a
What
gun
point?
to their heads
I
in,
agree.
in person and say, here, don't do this, you can't do this, you can't get this. You systematically oppress them.
Where
Black
you
business
at with
owners,
this?
I'm telling you. I'm talking about
Said.
equality here. I'm talking about equality, and I'm talking about systematic oppression. We
They
know.
will say name a company that today that you know that practices systematic racism.
I'm sorry.
I
I
can't
have
say
a
it because
company.
I used to work for
I have a company.
The United States military.
them. Government, yeah.
Right. I mean, you can go down the line with that. Every
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
every
that's
major company, and then you go to what you talking about. Like I was listening to a business class talking about black people, minorities in wealth, and talking about how it's harder for minorities and business owners to get loans from the bank, and when they do, they have these outrageous loans. They have extremely low term limits, extremely high interest rates, and
You
it's targeted to black and brown people.
No, can we
so
tackle that
hold
for?
on.
Can we tackle
Wait a
that for
minute.
a second?
I want Edward
I'll
to
let
come on.
Dwayne. I'm gonna let you get to that comment, but I just want to tackle
Cause you
some
know
honest questions.
I'm about to.
He about to go off on
Edward,
him.
come
Yeah,
on. Come on, Edward.
all right, go ahead, Dwayne. Then let me jump back to what Ricky's talking
So
about.
first of all, don't tell me what I don't have to do. That's the first doggone mistake you made right there.
Uh-oh.
Second of all, there have been a lot of people in my
Gonna
family that has
sit back and enjoy this one.
fought and died for this damn fucking country that don't give a shit
Uh-oh.
about me or somebody else with the same color skin, and don't really give a shit about your color skin too, because I'm pretty sure you're a brother just like me. So don't ever do that again. I put my uniform on to defend everybody in here. It's the Constitution of the United States, to support and defend the Constitution, not support and defend the motherfucking bigotry that's going on in this damn country right now.
I'm gonna clap on
That's
that.
why I joined the military. It
I'm
is
clapping that.
about damn inequality throughout the United States of America. Because half of us can't even walk down the fucking street and get a damn education without some damn bullshit
Uh-oh.
excuse of why we can't we can't go to this school because we're not smart enough. When a black child can have a 3.9 GPA and be just as smart as the white child that has a 3.7. But I guarantee you that white child got into that damn PWI. But why? Because Billy Bob Thornton's mom or Billy Bob Thornton's dad probably went to school with Billy Bob Thornton's uncle, and therefore he goes to that PWI. So really don't man.
Edward, man, I want Edward to
He
come
said he
on.
didn't call you by name.
Go to Tam's comment before this.
He said he was just making a comment.
I want Edward to come on.
Don't make the comment about joining the military, because it was a personal privilege. It is an honor to put my uniform on and defend every last one of you that's on this panel. I would die for every last person that's in the United States. I don't care if you don't like me because I'm black. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I have a 13-year-old who I would defend every day. I have a beautiful woman that I would defend every day for this country. Why? Because it's what I choose to do. But when there is still systemic racism in the United States Army, in the United States Air Force, in all branches of the service, it needs to cut out. As a matter of fact, there is a colonel who is highly decorated in the United States Marine Corps, and they will not give him his 1-star. Why? Because there's never been a black 1-star general, a brigadier general in the United States Marine Corps since the Marine Corps has been founded, and there's over 185,000 personnel in the Marines, and they won't give him his star. Why? Because they don't like his attitude. Man, get the fuck out of here with that book, boy.
And we'll be back after this commercial.
I want to just say thank you also for fighting, because man, I'm
Yes,
telling
thank you for your service.
You're a lot braver than us, man. Because I'm telling you, I don't know if I can praise. I got it in me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like to see mouse and rats in my house.
So Edward says it was a neutral comment. He apologizes that it was taken personally. Okay, Tam said, as a condition of the whole, we have to stop giving politicians a pass if they show us who they are. If they don't stand for all people, we need to vote them out. Dems and Republicans, amen. Now, going back to what Ricky said earlier about the loans and such. Now, the argument about systematic racism as it relates to loans, I'm curious about it because I used to be a loan officer. So I'm curious about it. Because we don't be looking at what color people are and all this stuff. All we look at is credit scores and how much money you got, right? So my thing is, are they being discriminated against because of their credit score being lower, or are they being discriminated against because they're black? Because most loan officers I know, they get a commission and they trying to close as many loans as they can.
Can I say something
Can I answer that? Okay, go ahead. I do like to answer.
Edward wants to join and give him a link. Brittany.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Sean.
We're going over an hour.
I'm going to check out. I went through about 3 banks lately for my loan, and 2 banks told me I should go for a loan to be African American Black business owner. Like, why can't I go for another loan? They have a minority loan that I was told about, which was fine. I don't mind. But why are you specifically pointing out those loans to me versus another loan I can go for? I have the credit score. I have the money saved. Why are you making me fall in certain category? And one of them was Bank America that was pushing it on me. So I feel as though, yes, you are offering opportunities, but don't put me in a certain category. I should be able to go for any loan I want.
But you can't get into too with that. We asked the government to make programs specifically for us, right? So if they have one and they're trying to push you to it, what's the problem?
Well, Lamar, the reason why the programs are there is because of what she's going through.
Don't push me to do anything. When I came in, when I was over the phone, the first person, I forget the bank, I was thinking HSBC. The first thing he asked me was I African American over the phone virtually. That's the first thing out of his mouth.
And also,
what did that have to do with giving me a loan?
Because that's the program was created. The program was created because
I gotta apologize for my outburst. My bad. It just touched my soul, so I apologize, Lamar, and I apologize, Edwin. That is not the Christian thing. So I do apologize.
Look at us, black folk get along. Look at that.
Listen, man, Wakanda forever, man. Shout out to
you know what.
So it's the balance was unfair. I mean, same thing with HBCUs. That these organizations have to be created because of they wasn't allowing things to happen, and so. When they took recordings in to go and they took one black person in, the same credit score and all that, and they took the white person in with the same credit score and all that, and the white person got a way better loan than the black person. Why are
we talking about this though?
That ain't how it works. It don't work like that. I don't buy that. It don't work that way.
I'm just telling you the study. You know,
people have their own reason. People have a prejudice. People have a prejudice, and people have a reason why they do things. So we're all under the blood of Jesus. Man. Thank you. So I'm just saying that we all people. Listen, there are people that are AWOL that do things. It's hard for me not to think of a white person mistreating me for no logical reason that they're not doing it because they're racist. It's very difficult for me not to see that, right? But at the same time, I'm not going to generalize every white person, every situation, right? Every loan officer, these studies, man. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Everybody ain't getting. Listen, they want y'all in these old raggedy houses that they building up now, so they won't. They'll take it.
Yeah, I refuse. I'm gonna get me a nice 5-bedroom.
Well, I'm just telling y'all. So I don't think it's not every person that's going out to buy a house. I didn't have that problem. I deal with a white person.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that problem with buying my house.
I would say that, especially when it comes to buying houses, that's a little different. They did that too. They were showing them do other things, and so I guess because we don't go through the same experiences, we seem to ignore the fact that that's not the norm or that's not reality for most. And
I believe it may be the case for business. Because it's at their discretion whether they feel like you are a risk or not for business. It's different for business loan versus a house loan or a home loan.
And they were talking about black business owners, and they were saying how it's more difficult to get a loan, and then a type of loan that they give them is a crap loan.
It's based on your credit.
They get white person.
Lamar,
they go in with the same. They go in with the exact same resume.
Listen, I believe that there is a common medium to both points. I mean, I know a man in Watauga who couldn't get a restaurant, but they made him get a gas station, right? And got a gas station. But hold on. He didn't leave and say, I didn't want a gas station. I want a restaurant. He got the gas station and he put a restaurant in the gas station, and now he got a 5-star restaurant in Watauga. So I mean, okay, y'all. We gotta. Everything ain't coming to us easy. Everything ain't coming easy to all white people either.
People know.
But I'm saying there's a medium. There's a medium to this,
right? Dwayne, you in the military, you know. that black stuff don't come to black people easy. We all know that. We all black.
It don't come to black people easy.
I mean, so I have to say that like sometimes some things do come easy to us as black folks.
It would definitely need to come on.
And the reason I say that is because, of connection. Sometimes it's not all about what you know, it's about who you know.
True.
And
we
again,
are less connected.
And I think we fail to do that job of connecting our people together. Even on a forum like this, Edward, wants to chime in, and again, I have to apologize to that man because I don't know that man for spitting. That was wrong of me. It was, like I said, it was just something deep to my heart. But at the same time, he could be somebody that I may meet later on down the road, and the first thing he gonna remember that I went off on him on a panel.
That's right.
But I believe that we as a people, we don't do that job, that due diligence to connect those dots, to place inherent wealth. And it's not just a monetary thing, but we don't place that inherent wealth of future knowledge and put our children, or try to put our children into places to be able to climb that ladder, or break that racial plateau, that racial ceiling that is always going to be over our heads. And even in the military, we do have that stigma because it's, oh, well, that's the angry black man or the angry black woman, and they got to try 20 times harder. But because, that black man that went to Ranger School and made it through Ranger School, now he has a connection.
But let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all think that some white people are frustrated that black people get a incentive just because of the color of our skin? Don't y'all think that?
Yeah,
because every white person ain't get.
I'm sorry,
but who cares?
I said, well, they do, and that's the reason. And that's I said, don't you think?
That's why those things are in place. That's why it's in place for women.
But my whole point is, does it not incite the frustration of the white people, right? Because they're struggling white people.
If it was fair, they can't get. If they made things fair, it wouldn't be no need.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Well, see, here's the thing, though.
They want their cake. They want to not make things fair and also be frustrated because we have to get programs because it's not fair. So now I'm frustrated that you got to get your own special program. But I also don't want to make it fair for you either.
And see, here's the thing, like there, and if you look at statistics, there are a lot more white people that are on government assistance than it is African Americans. Yeah. It really is.
Just by sheer numbers, it has to be.
And we as a people, again, we don't realize the real statistics, the real hard numbers. We're the minority of the minority, and it goes back to the fear, the fear of, like, you might be outnumbered eventually because you're not the majority anymore. But then at the same time, like you said, the fact that the systems have been put in place to hold us at a certain point, but then some of us are coming out of those systems like, yo, I don't need that anymore, because I'm educated, because I have this job.
Yeah.
And
real quick, Edward, if you got Twitter or Facebook or something, can you message us maybe your name on there so we can, because we can't send it to you on Periscope for some reason. We're putting it in the comments, but it's not letting you see the comments on it because you're on Periscope. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt whomever was talking.
Oh, no, you good, man.
I'll get Edward on him.
I just think that again, we have to watch out for the thing of, like, I was handed something, because some people are handed things and then some people aren't. It's just, are you gonna really work for it? You should really forget about what somebody else got. Don't be envious of the fact that, he was handed this. Okay, all right. Well, maybe that person was just put in that position to get that because they just happened to know somebody, or they grew into that, or their family set them up for that. We got to get out of that.
And also, D.
I mean, I don't think I would want something. Honestly, I don't think I would want anything handed to me. I feel like it's a better accomplishment when you work harder for something, and you take a little bit more pride when you have to work for it. You take a little bit you want to make sure it's not going to fail when you work as hard for it. So I don't believe anything should be handed to anyone.
These programs are not handing black people anything. affirmative action is not handing.
Says who?
It's not affirmative action is not handing black people scholarships. They still got to go in and work the same like everybody else. It's just saying that these people were not getting looked at because they had names and stuff. And so it was like, nah, we're not going to look at these kids. The loans that Shahana was talking about, they're not saying that she's going to have to go in there and work hard, or she might not even get the loan. It's not saying that. It's just saying that these programs are here for you because we know in general population, you're not going to probably most likely get it. You know, that's what it's for.
I guess.
She got to work.
I'm saying it's frustrating. It's frustrating to the white folks, and that's what makes them act out sometimes because they feel like we getting handouts that they not. They forget that they getting their own handout on the first of the month.
I guess it's not our responsibility to be worried about their frustration.
Well, you should, because then you understand why they doing what they do. We can start talking about racism and deal with the power.
So what should we do in that case? Worry about their frustration? So no, you know what? Thank you for letting me.
No, we should stop arguing about, fussing about them being afraid of us, and let's go get this power by educating ourselves. So that way, it don't matter what it don't matter. Listen, if it's more of us out here doing more, then there's other avenues that these folks don't got to go to them, right? Like if we in the position,
there's plenty of educated black people.
Let's just be real. Let's just be real. We only have 40 million people in America. We're never going to be in this place where we are just because it's 70% of white people in America, right? And so they're always going to have some type of leg up because of where they are, just to sheer volume and sheer numbers. They're going to know somebody that knows somebody. They're going to always have these positions. All we're saying is give us a chance to get a seat at the table and just be equal. You know, the same thing women are saying. Women are saying the same thing that black people are saying.
Let me help you out. All this generality, it's cute. I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, there are people that are giving that are taking
general.
When you're generalizing the fact that people are taking things from the government as though they needed it. Everybody that's doing stuff, what you're saying, some of them are taking advantage of this stuff. Some of them are doing it.
You talking about this?
Welfare, Section 8, whatever. Well, you know, someone spend them out to make sure they ain't got to pay their rent.
Black people taking advantage of stuff. We always talk about welfare and Section 8. Same thing that white people.
What else you want me to talk about? I can talk about prostitution.
They talk about black people. They talk about welfare and Section 8. That's what they talk about. And
what's wrong with that? Don't get mad because we got
white
a point.
people are on Section 8 and welfare than black people.
I don't care about the white people. I'm talking about black people.
You care about their frustration?
I said that's the reason why. I said you should care about it because that explains the reason. Yeah, because it explains some of the time the reason why they be so upset.
It reason. It don't mean that
we
should
say something.
Sure, jump on in there.
I'm not going to condone anyone taking advantage of the system, but it seems like some people have to, because when you people that actually need that help, that need assistance, that's working, that has children, making a certain amount of income, but still need a little bit more help, they can't get that. But the people that's not doing anything, sitting home, not receiving anything, they get the biggest handout in the damn world. So I'm not saying to take advantage of the system, but then you got to realize if you need that help and you can't get it, just like you see a lot of white people with white collar crimes and stuff take advantage of the system. So what's like some people just need that extra push and can't get it unless you pretend to be lazy and a bum.
And most people
last for life.
A lot of people on welfare work jobs. This is what people don't. People act like most people on welfare just take advantage of the system and not working. That's not
Wait a
true.
minute.
You can't get help though.
Wait a minute. So most people, you said people that are on welfare actually work a job.
Majority of most people on welfare work a job.
What state? Not PA.
I'm just telling y'all the statistic. Most people on welfare.
Them statistics came from a population of 1,300 people.
Not in PA. You can if you're working in PA, they gonna give you you probably get maybe $5 or $10.
Poverty line. If you are below the poverty line, you get government assistance. And so black people who got jobs and they are below the poverty line. And so they get government assistance. That's not you can't if you work a job, then you don't get assistance. it's a poverty line.
So Ricky, would you be okay with someone that's working a job under the poverty line and gets assistance? How long do you think is an appropriate time for them to receive the assistance?
I don't think I don't think it works like that. I think it's for you until you not under the poverty line anymore.
What if they never not under because they never decide to switch jobs?
And what?
Don't do them like that. Don't paint them back there like that.
Let me answer the question. So you got
okay.
Who below the poverty line that are never not going to ever be above the poverty line?
Why?
Well, I just give you a frank.
I don't want a scenario.
I give you a frank.
Oh man, is it Elwood?
Yep.
I give you a frank.
Come on.
IQ is probably the main reason.
IQ.
Most of us on this panel got an average or above high IQ. I would probably.
That's a whole different subject. I know a lot of retarded people that's getting more money than I am.
I don't know what to say about that. Yeah.
I'm just telling you. That's what I'm talking about. You can't keep talking about scenarios.
Wait. Get more money how, Brenton? Are working or are they getting that from the fact that they are
take advantage? Listen, I'm an opportunist. I'm an opportunist. I have no problem. If you want to slide me 1,200 every time, I'm gonna take advantage of it.
We take these samples. Correlation doesn't prove causation. And when we say that most people that's on welfare are not working, that's not true. That might be what you see with the people that you know, but in reality, that's not true.
But the most people who work is the white people.
Do you think they're trying to get jobs to make more money so they don't have to be on welfare?
I think there are people who have more than one job and still don't have to be on welfare.
They picking the wrong job. How's it going there?
Yeah, that's it.
Best day of my life. How are you?
I'm saying good night.
I know that's right.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, beloved.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Thank you, beloved.
Thank you for coming on, jumping on in there.
Hey, what's up, Elwood? Hey, man, look, I have to again apologize for my outburst, man. It's just not the right thing to do, and I'm just trying. I don't know you from a can of paint, but you know what I'm saying. I can't call myself a good Christian brother without, bigging up another brother, and it's already too much hatred and bigotry out here in this world, man. And I can't be a proprietor of that dumb stuff. So, from one brother to another, man, I do apologize, man.
Hey, no problem, man. I accept it. The difference is that I just believe that we as people should all know that everybody have a right to make a choice, and there's consequences of the choice that they make. My mom and dad were married 15 years before they passed away. And my dad taught me something at 11 years old that I'll never forget. He said, son, the one thing that everybody have in common is that everybody have a right to make a choice. But one thing you cannot choose is the consequences of the choice that you make.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Not up to you.
That's wisdom right
there.
So
I choose. Yeah, but I was 11, and I never forgotten it. Like he told me about substance abuse. He said, see, no substance, no abuse. I've never tasted alcohol in my life, never smoked a cigarette, never done a drug. When I got married, I was a virgin. You know why? Because I had a right to choose my life. So I tell people all the time, we got to be extremely careful on the things that we say just in general, because we think that people in the world are really looking at us like they don't like us or because of the color of our skin. None of us had the choice of what race we're going to be in. None of us have a choice of what country we're going to be in. None of you have a choice of what parents we're going to have. So what we got to stop doing is looking at the smallest common denominator is our skin color. It's more about our character. Dr. King tried to share that with us. Do not judge me on the color of my skin, but on the content of my character. When are we going to talk about the character of individuals, not the color of their skin? I don't know the character of the cop that shot somebody. I don't know them. But I do know this, that the character of each one of us, we have a right to choose every single day the right thing. What about the man who goes out and cheats on his wife? Is he any better than the cop that shot somebody or the young man that raped a girl? We got to really ask ourselves the question. We want to throw everybody into the same ballpark. Now, I'm 57 years young, and I ask this question of all of you. Have any of you, in your history, ever seen a white person, a Hispanic person, an Indian, or an Asian shot by the cop on any video?
Not that I can recall.
Have we seen any other nationality be shot by the police?
on a
on a
video.
live stream, on a live stream, anything. Could you name the last one that you know the name of?
No, I can't.
Well, I don't know the name of it, but I've seen Hispanic. I've seen Hispanic
It
get
happened in
shot.
the '60s, and you know,
I mean,
I know.
I've
I
seen
ain't
it.
go that
I've
far.
seen it in person. You know, I've seen
Yeah,
it in
you said it
person.
first. No, but I'm saying, what's the narrative that they're trying to tell us as
Yes,
young men?
it's
What are they trying to put
manipulation.
out? Exactly. So
Yes,
you
of
got to
course.
be careful. I've been in the funeral cemetery business for 32 years. I am in 18 states.
Mm.
I'm in 18 states. I deal with 41,000 funerals a year. 41,000, gentlemen. This is no joke. I don't deal with hyperbole. I don't deal with make believe. Okay? We as a group of people have to really honestly look at ourselves and ask ourselves the question. Last year, 2019, 10 unarmed black people were shot by the police. But last year, there was 14,793 homicides in the United States.
Right, my own
Mm.
7,000
people.
of them,
Yeah,
7,000 of them were black on black.
yeah.
85%.
Thank you. I like him. I knew I liked him. We never want to talk about black on black. I like him.
black on black on.
85% of those crimes they go unsolved, guys.
Yeah.
What we have to stop doing. I'm 57. Every year, listen, in the last 5 years, 7,005, that's 35,000 black people killed by other black people. Listen, man, our problem is not white supremacy. Our problem is not the white cop. Our problem is not the system. Come on, gentlemen. I tell you the honest truth.
Can I
I've
answer
been
this?
to 50,
Can I go?
I've been to 50 countries. 50 countries. 5 continents. My wife and I have been all over the world. My son's a civil engineer. My daughter's an attorney. I want you to understand. You can make it if you want to. But if you keep looking at the rhetoric that people want, they're trying to steal the dollars out of your pocket because they don't want you to realize that you are the freest people on the planet.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with Tim. I disagree, and I'm gonna say why. First of all, and I appreciate you coming on, Mr. Edward. When you say the narrative of what they're trying to show us is right, we all know. I hate the term black on black crime. We all know. I must say, in the community, crime in the community, it happens because we are close proximity with each other. I throw out this statistic all the time. White people kill more whites than any other race. Black people kill more black people, Hispanic, and so on and so on. Now, when you talk about police brutality, police brutality is happening in other countries. You go to other countries right now. China is a very suppressive regime, and so is
It's
Russia.
a communist country.
That's right.
Correct. I
And so
agree.
this stuff is happening, and they're doing this to their own people. So
Yep.
and the police are killing them. It happens in the Middle East. It's happening all over. And so
Yep.
they have their own issues for police brutality. And when people started marching all around the world for George Floyd, they just weren't marching for George Floyd. They were marching for police brutality around the world because it's happening everywhere. It's happening in England right now. Black people in England are getting killed by police officers as well. And we don't know that, but we only are really, especially in America, deal with what's going on in America.
Okay, can I say something,
I'm not saying
Mr. Edward?
community crime is not an issue and not a problem because it really is. But
Okay, but before you go on, before he asks the next question, I just want to ask you an honest question, okay? And I want you to be intellectually honest with us, all of us. Do you actually believe? I'm 57. I've never been arrested. I've been pulled over before. I just want to know. Do you think that people are waking up? I don't care what form of government or police officer they are. Do you think they wake up that day in America or any other continent and say, "I am going to go beat somebody today"?
No, I don't. I think prejudice.
So even
prejudice
though we
gets
know,
in the way. I think
I know.
prejudice
So
gets in
even
the way.
though
That's
we know
what I think.
that, so what I'm saying is, even though we know that there is police brutality, no one's saying that's not true. But my question is, what is the cause and effect? I have to go with scripture. This is what the Bible says: God will not be mocked. Whatever a man sows is what that man reaps. I don't know what people are sowing. I don't know what fruit they have on their trees. I don't know. But I do know this, that there's a whole lot of evil on the planet.
So, Mr. Edward, I want to hold on, Ricky. Hold on, Ricky. Hold on. So, Mr. Edward, this is what I want to say something to you. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and this is what I want to say to your point, though. The problem that that we're not focusing on that really would help bind this whole thing together is our experiences. Your experience has taken you down the path in which you've gone, right? But for me,
Yeah.
although I have the same thought process as you do, but I have experienced white people doing things to me that there is no other logical reason behind why they did what they did, but their disdain for my color of my skin. Listen, I'm a very upfront person, and I ask people like, "Why did you say that? Why did you do that?" And when they tell me they don't know, I said, "Well, then don't ask me to then give you this grace when you give me that type of answer, as though I need my own way to process." So our experience, it almost cripples us because we have to work through so much at a disadvantage because of what we've gone through. Now, granted, what you've gone through has afforded you to keep running at a full speed, where you don't have any, where you haven't been tripped up by any type of situation. I applaud that, man. Listen, if I could have that same testimony, fantastic. But I don't, and I know what my experiences have tripped me up from. It has made me second guess something. It has made me not have a good relationship with some people that probably did have my best interest at heart, but they did something to me that caused. Do that make them a bad person? No, it doesn't make them a bad person. But again, you got to take my experience along with what the world, like you said, in a whole is that did not allow me the opportunity to have your testimony. So
Yeah.
I think my experience should be.
Bro, I don't take that away from you, and I
Yeah,
understand that you had those experiences, and I appreciate you sharing that. This is what I say. You and I both, all of us know, I can't change what happened from yesterday, and
yeah,
I'm definitely not going to try to change what someone done to someone else. For me, I learned a long time ago, and I tell my 34-year-old son and my 20-year daughter this all the time: treat people individually. If someone is a
yep,
knucklehead, they're a knucklehead. I don't know. Sometimes black people, white people, Indians, Hispanic, Chinese people. I work with every people group. I have funeral homes in every community, all over the country. And you know what I tell them? You're just an ignorant person. You are. I'm not putting your whole race in it. It's just you.
yeah.
Okay. So all the experience you had, it was just that individual person. I'm not going to group them all together because you know what? If you go back and look at history, in 1866, blacks were illiterate up until 1920, from a half a century, guys. We went from illiteracy to literacy. Listen, no government intervention, no Section 8, no nothing. How did we do that as a people? How did we
Okay.
have engineers? How did we have entrepreneurs? How did we have bricklayers? How did we have all the things you can imagine from 1866 to 1920, guys? You have to ask yourself the question: what happened?
Okay, so can I
What
say something?
Perseverance,
Can I say something? Can I say something?
perseverance.
This would be what you're saying. Some of that is true, but it would be great if that's the world we lived in, right? And it's not, because, for instance, white people can do stuff, and they do it all the time. One black person do something, and we do get lumped in as a group, as a whole. We don't have that privilege because when a black person do something, white people look at all black people that way.
But every
And
white
so,
person ain't done you wrong, though. That's what he's
right,
saying.
but no,
Exactly.
but
Yeah,
hold on, wait.
but my
Let me
question,
finish.
brother.
Let me
Go
finish.
ahead, finish.
Let me finish what I'm saying. But to say that it's about people's character, which I agree, but we can only judge people just on that, right? And that's it. Yeah, white people, and we don't know what the other person done, right? Because that person could have did something to deserve that. But there was 400 years of slavery, of them hanging people, killing people, a whole group of people killing a whole nother group of people just because of the color of their skin. And these same people exist today. They do. We
Okay.
saw this happen. We saw this happen in Kenosha with the little boy running
So,
down and shooting people. And
Yeah,
yeah.
so
you missing what he's
when
trying
you
to say
Remember,
though.
I said we have to be intellectually honest. So I hear this narrative over and over. It is really interesting that we keep making this. So when the first slave came to the United States, 1619, okay, they did not come to the United States. Remember, it was the 13 colonies. It was owned and ruled by Britain, the United Kingdom. So listen, from 1619 to 1776 is 157 years that was all under British rule.
what does it
The
matter?
reason why the
It's white
reason
people. What does it matter?
no, but let me finish the statement though. But in 1776, do you know how many black people were involved in the construction of our Constitution? Do you know personally?
No, I don't.
I
I
would assume
know.
0.
I would.
32. 32
I
of them.
know.
That you could go right now to the Hall of Justice in Washington, D.C. and look at all 1,400 of their articles that they wrote so that we can have a more perfect union. They listened to them. You know why? There were only 52 signers, but there was a whole lot of contributors. And if you don't go back and look at all their names, then we are spitting on our ancestors. We're spitting on our ancestors. Because what we're actually doing, these people were educated. They were lawyers. They were ministers. They were engineers. And from 1774 to
Yeah, educated on some
1776,
history, huh?
okay, yes, from 1776, these black people who were slaves actually helped structure our nation. Why do you think they say and they put in the Constitution? You know, I can tell you the minister's name that put it in. That we hold these truths to be self-evident. That was not a politician. That wasn't a politician that put it in.
And hold on.
That was it wasn't.
How much were you as a person at that point?
How much was?
You was what?
Oh no,
One-
brother. Let me explain something to you, bro.
How about this comment there?
You don't want to deal with the 3/5 compromise because that had nothing to do with thesis. They never said that we were 3/5 of a person. What they said is called the 3/5 compromise. The South had more slaves, and what they said, if the South counted all their slaves, they would always be in power. So what they said, for every 5 slaves, only 3 could be counted. That's the 3/5 compromise. Look it up. That's what it's called. And
Look, dang.
Like Sam just said, we was not considered human beings, right?
no, that's not true. That is
I'm
not
not talking
true.
about the Constitution.
But listen, sir. Look up the 3/5 compromise.
Okay, I'm not talking about the Constitution. I'm talking about people
Look
that
at the Constitution. Look at
was
the
in that
Constitution. I'm
time,
asking you a question.
right?
I'm asking you a question. Did America abolish slavery?
Yes.
Yes.
Why? Why would America abolish something if they don't consider us human?
Well, okay, can I answer? Because hold on.
Question. Why would they abolish something if they don't believe that we're human?
Wait a minute. Let me answer you.
Because he's saying not all white people believe the same way, and I
That's
hear
right.
what you're saying.
I agree with that.
But-
Well, 633,000 of them died. 633,000 of them died in the Civil War. Why?
Right.
Why did the North fight the South, and why did 633 white people lose their life? Look at all of the riots. Do you know who went out first with Dr. King?
Wait a
The
minute.
Montgomery bus ride. It was all white people, guys. Let's stop Underground Railroad. You know, help Harriet Tubman. White people. Let's stop putting everybody in the same basket, guys.
Wow. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put it like this. Do you feel? Can I ask you a question? Do you feel that white people contributed more to us being free than us ourselves?
Before you answer that, I'm gonna say something.
I believe it was a collective. I believe that there was enough white people that saw the injustice of slavery that they wanted to get rid of it. But what we must understand, America.
Jim Crow laws.
No, wait a minute. So let me ask you a question. When you talk about Jim Crow laws, how resilient are we? How resilient are we? Listen, I'm 57. I saw color in white houses.
Talking about people being resilient. We know we're resilient. We're still here because of those resilient ancestors of ours.
So let me ask you a question, sir.
We're talking about the true nature of these people. That's what I'm talking about. They're trying to say that we are these people that are evil and
okay, but my question goes back to you. My question goes back to you, sir. Tell me what group of people you know on planet Earth that did not own slaves.
I don't know. I can't go back in history that far.
They all owned them. Every people group on the planet.
I don't even know that's accurate because every American owned slaves.
No, listen. No, do you even know the percentage of people in the United States that actually own slaves?
Yeah, I knew it was only rich people.
No, do you know what percentage?
I don't know the percentage.
1.4% of the American whites own slaves. 1.4%. Look it up.
It was the 1%.
Look it up.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing that it was the. You have to buy. You have to have money to buy a slave, right? So
you have to have money to buy a slave.
Yeah,
but how many blacks? Can I ask you a question, sir? How many blacks came to the United States and were never slaves?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you know what? We should make sure that we all understand the history of black.
Hey, how many black people came over here that wasn't slaves?
Over 50,000. And
What
only
percentage
400,
of that?
listen, only 500,000 blacks made it from the transatlantic slave trade. That's how many made it to North America. Most of them ended up in the Caribbean, in South America, in Brazil. They didn't make it. Only 560,000 black slaves made it.
Hold on. I guess what's your argument that you're making right now?
No, I'm not making an argument. What I'm trying to do, there's no argument, man. What I'm trying to share with you is that if you bring a people group to a country and then they go ahead and learn to be free, and right now there's 43 million of us, instead of us keep talking about what was, how about what is? Every one of us right now are more free than any black person on the planet.
Well,
yeah,
I don't agree wholeheartedly with neither one of y'all. But what I'm saying is, the gentleman has always kept the point of it's about making everything individualized and not lumping everything into one. Although I don't agree with everything that he said, but that's what I'm saying. When Ricky's trying to argue with you, he's arguing with you as a generalization, where you're saying everybody's experience, like he said, if 50-something thousand came over here free.
I don't disagree.
That's what I'm saying.
But
we can't argue. But we can't argue the point.
I don't disagree that. I don't disagree that we shouldn't do that. I'm saying that that's what happens from mainly their side. They lump us in to one thing.
But he's saying you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing about that type of decision. But he's saying that you can push through that, be resilient, be persistent.
Yeah, black people are resilient and black people are persistent.
Right, but we keep talking about what they're doing to us, and they're not doing nothing that we can't.
What's wrong with having that conversation? That's how you stop it. Dr. King wasn't talking about just he was fighting against racism. They was fighting. They wasn't saying, well, let's talk about what they doing to us.
Actually, Dr. King was not really fighting against racism, guys. You got to go back and read his thing. He was not. This is right. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong. He was fighting for us to have the right to eat in the restaurant, for us to have the right to ride the bus, for us to have the right to sleep in the hotel.
Equality.
This is what equality. Now watch this. I want you guys to hear.
Racist policies and views.
I understand, sir. You can keep saying it, but the reality is, did you receive the right to ride the bus?
Yes.
Did you receive the right to eat in the restaurant?
Yes.
Did you receive the right to sleep in the hotel?
Yes.
Well, it depends on where you was at. It depends on where you was at.
No, the man talking about intellectual. Now let's get it. Don't go there.
I'm saying, let's be intellectually honest. Please explain to me. And I really want you guys to honestly
sundown towns. I don't think that people were allowed to eat at those restaurants and stay in them hotels in them sundown towns.
What?
Right? Sundown towns.
They can eat there now, right?
No. You were talking about at the time, could they eat?
That's what he was fighting for. That's what he was fighting for. He was fighting for that. So my question is, what progress has been made? Are we looking at the progress, or are we looking at it's not a perfect union? Tell me one place on planet Earth that's perfect. It doesn't exist. This is what I asked us.
Okay. Well, I would say this. We can't say, well, yeah, we have progress, therefore we should just shut the hell up. That's not how.
No, I never said that. Well, I never said that.
You can do both sides of that coin. You can say there's progress on this side, and we got a long way to go on this side, and we can complain about what's going on this side while still appreciating what Dr. King and all our ancestors before us did.
Counterproductive.
All right, hold on, guys. I'm gonna jump in real quick. We've come to the end, so I'm gonna give everybody 90 seconds to say their piece, and we'll start with Dwayne. We'll end with Mr. Edward, and then I'll say goodbye to everybody, and then I'll end this thing. I appreciate everybody for coming on. I just want to say that beforehand. Mr. Edward, I really, really, really would like to get you back on the show. We have another show that based on the Constitution, the things of that nature, that we really like you to come on as well. So I'll be emailing you if that's okay.
Please. I listen. I don't mind sharing with you guys. I just want us to be intellectually honest with each other. That's all.
Absolutely. I appreciate the information you brought. So we'll start with Dwayne. And Dwayne, go ahead, and then we go to Rick, then Brent. Make him big. Make him big.
So look, man, like my shirt says, keep effing going. Let go of the hatred, let go of the bigotry, let go of all that stuff. It's not at this point, it's not about black and white, it's about the oxygenated blood cells in your body that when you get cut, you bleed red. Everybody is the same color, regardless of the fact. All these years and centuries of slavery, all these years of racism and stuff, man, we got to let it go in order to make this country better, in order to make the person to your left, to your right better. So keep effing going. Keep your head up. Everybody, I pray for everybody. I love everybody. Amen. The prayer is signing out. Sir Knight signing out. Thank you for having me on the show. Keep effing going. Build it up. Let's build this country back and let's get it back the way it should be. All right? I'm out.
All right, Mr. Ricky.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm gonna use my 30 seconds here to just talk about the importance of voting and voter suppression. So we know what's going on. It's important to be aware and get the word out. Don't let them take away your vote. You have that right. Figure out if you're eligible to do the absentee voting and mail-in voting, and let's make sure that we do it early. If you can vote early, vote early. Like I think we said that on one show. You go out and vote early, and then let's get as many people registered as we possibly can, because I do feel like this election, a lot more is in danger here, besides just the racist rhetoric coming from the White House. I think there's a lot more in misinformation. That stuff is, to me, far worse, because it's going to continue to happen, and even if he loses. So let's just be mindful. Go out there and vote, people. That's all I got to say.
Good stuff. Awesome. Let's go, Mr. Brenton Haynes.
Hear ye. All those that can hear my voice. I want you to be clear. I want something to be clear. Racism is a pig pen. Classism is the real manipulation. Right? Power is the problem. And if you keep settling for whatever you are being given as though you are winning, you are being manipulated. So I'm telling you, if you're looking to make life easy by wanting everything to be handed to you, then you deserve to get what you get. All I'm telling you, make your own decisions. You ain't got but 20 or 40, 60, 80 years on this planet. Do that. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We are not going to change this system in this country. So what you can do is live your life better and live your life better for your children. Thank you.
Appreciate you there. Appreciate you. All right, Mr. Edward, let's get you on.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for letting me up and coming and share with you guys. I have one thing, and I don't know if you guys ever heard this term before. It's called consequential knowledge. It's what my dad talked about. I don't know if you guys ever heard Dr. Thomas Sowell, but he also teaches this about consequential knowledge. There are certain things that we already know. So we know that when the family is broken down, we know that we don't raise our kids properly. I know already that if I go out and commit adultery against my wife, then I have chosen to do something with consequences in mind. If I go and rob a bank, I know the consequences are there. I know if I go out every day waking up saying that the world hates me because I'm black, that's also consequential knowledge. What I do, and I know this, what the Bible tells me, God is for me, who could be against me? Greater is he that's in me is in the world. No weapon formed against me can prosper. Why then would I want to live in anything less than the privilege that God has given me on this earth? What we need to do is realize that each one of us are light bearers, and we got to go and just bear the light.
Wow.
I think it's time to have some religion talking right now.
Hey, wow.
Appreciate that. All right, my turn. Let me go into my final thoughts here. Keep everybody on the screen. So I just want to, again, thank you guys for coming on. The goal for this show is to talk politics, talk social issues, but most of all, I always say that we are going to be the most informed this election season than we've ever been. I feel like we should be as Black people. And we're going to have all different walks of life, all different education levels, different experiences come on this show and share their experiences, share their knowledge. And I appreciate every bit of it. I learned something every episode. That's why you'll see me towards the end, just sit back and enjoy. I learned quite a bit today. Mr. Edward has brought some stuff to my attention that I want to go study. Same thing when I talk to Brenton and Ricky and Dwayne. I hear so much stuff that makes me have to go get in some history books and get on Google and study. So I definitely appreciate you guys for bringing that value to TFG tonight. And we're going to keep doing this every Monday night, every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I invite you all to come on again on Friday if you want. You have that open invitation. And again, I'll be reaching out to you, Mr. Edward, as well. And I thank you guys. Let's get registered to vote. Let's vote. This is a very, very important time in America and for us. So let's do our duty. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been TFG tonight. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.